City dreams, the sound of a city that waits me.
Welcome. It's the Cats. We on Intellectual Radio. We on iHeartRadio. And we on Facebook Live many a times. And here, ready to let the cat out the bag.
Somebody got a meow. You want meow?
But can you roar? Okay.
My growl's a little weak.
Listen here, you guys. I can't make this stuff up, but today's show is really gonna be a hot show. I'm talking about we got Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, is he in jail yet?
Yeah.
They done locked Bill up with the Jello pudding.
I hope he ain't got no Jello pudding.
Well,
they be doing some strange things in the joint. If you go to jail and it's a Hershey Kiss on your pillow, do not eat it. You're gonna be washing somebody's drawers or your whole sentence. I'm just saying.
But he can sell Jello shots.
I ain't saying I ever did no hard time. I did 7 years in Pontiac, Bonneville.
You need to quit playing. So we're talking about Bill Cosby, but we're also talking about Laquan McDonald.
Yeah.
And this Jason Van Dyke.
Yeah, Jason Van Dummy.
Van Duck. That's his name?
Jason Van Dyke.
Jason Van Dyke. Okay. So the 16 shots in the cover up. And but check this out, you guys. Before we get started, we're gonna kick this show off like we always do. We got Mr. James J. Hustle in the building.
Yeah, buddy.
And we missing the cat. Our cat is kind of going through some things right now, so our cat will be back. Miss Monique, we love you, girl. She'll be back. But James.
Yes, ma'am.
I ain't seen you since y'all was serving unlimited drinks at the wedding. I had like 2 drinks too many. I thought I was drinking Kool-Aid. They said it was some tea. Yeah, I don't know what all was in the tea.
Kim Mays. If you don't know who Kim Mays is, that's my favorite bartender. Been knowing her for years. She be at the Red Pepper Lounge out there on 87. Shout out to Uncle Gaylord. But yeah, Kim don't play. Everybody that was talking that stuff, they messed up. Did you see her brother on the floor?
On the floor.
On the floor. Skeezy was greasy. He was on the floor. He was like, man, these drinks weak. Man, on CBS, Joe, these drinks weak, bro. Man, what I'm going to do with this? This is some Kool-Aid, bro. Man, I messed up, bro. Boom. He was out. I'm like, okay, yeah.
And I'm telling you,
you're going to laugh and you're going to have to be over here.
I thought that I was like, man, this is some good tea. I mean, it was nice. It was tasting good. So I had me 1 cup. I said, let me go back, get me another one. After that second cup, I was like, what in the hell? Who turning the room around? How come my feet ain't going straight? I mean, I was kind of walking sideways. And then I said, we drunk. Me and Monique, we was toe up.
So, did you get pregnant that night?
No, I didn't get pregnant. I went home and told my husband, I'm a FaceTime Charles. I'm a call Tyrone. He was like, what the hell? I know.
Hope your life insurance policy is
paid up. But he said you done been drinking at James' wedding because I be funny with my husband. So he.
You know the crazy part about it, and Kim probably watching. See, me and her got this inside joke. This is before Bill Cosby got in trouble. Every time I go out there, we have 2 drinks that she normally give me. One is called the 50 Shades of Grey. Make you do something nasty when you get home. Or you might not get home and you do something nasty. That's on you. That's your choice. And the other one is called the Bill Cosby. That's that Long Island that y'all had.
Oh, we had a Bill Cosby?
Yeah, that's called the Bill Cosby.
Well, I'd be damn.
I'm not even
catch a case messing with that Bill Cosby drink.
Hey, you do something strange. It ain't got nothing to do with that.
So, I tell you what, you guys. Real talk. Let's jump into Bill Cosby. And we want real people to just tell how you feel. Because I'm going to tell you something, James. I think because of when I grew up with Bill Cosby, I respect the man. I was scared of Bill Cosby. Because if Bill Cosby said, everybody, if you miss school on today and if your grades are less than A+, you're getting a whooping. Bill Cosby had me in check like that, as a child. So to see that, man, Bill Cosby, you was a freak. And I don't know
if Bill was a freak. Don't act like you ain't no freak. I am a freak.
Well, I'm talking about Bill was freaky deek. I'm talking about, like drugging the women and having sex with the women, while they were drugged and didn't know. So you go, I come to your wedding I'm drinking, I done got drunk. I expect my panties to still be on when I wake up.
Now, if you take them off voluntarily, that's on you.
But well, okay. So you think that they took their panties off?
I think that they were groupies.
Okay.
You got to think about it. The accusers come around after all this time and they say, well, everybody got the same story. Of course they got the same story, because when one came after the money, he paid her, I think it was $30 million, and she had to sign a disclosure not to say anything else. Now, this woman talked to other ladies that was there at the party with them. Now, all of them got the same story. So that's how things go. But you have to look at it. These were women that were around back in like the 60s and the 70s. That was the cocaine era. That was the pill era. You know, when they had, Studio 54 era? I don't know what it was, like a disco. But everybody used to get high. They used to have platters of cocaine and pills and everything. They were groupies. They were around for the money, just like they're around now. You got men and women that chase after men and women that are famous just to be around them, and they will do whatever just to be there. Like, honestly, it's a quote going around. I didn't make this up, but I feel it's true.
Okay.
They said, Bill Cosby from the wrong era. He should have been in this generation, because these chicks nowadays love pills and old men. And that's what they do. These young chicks, they don't do nothing but pop pills all day.
And tranny. So he could have had like the best.
Trannies?
Because I'm saying nowadays.
Mess up my image of Bill. Now I'm thinking about him and Claire. He putting the pudding on him.
Well, let me ask you this, because I had somebody that spoke yesterday, and they said that they believe that if whatever Bill was involved with, that his wife was right there with him, and she was involved with it too. So
she said that they were in swinger groups.
Oh,
swinger groups still exist nowadays, where you're married or in a relationship, and you basically, they go to these different parties. They experiment. Either you can watch or have sex with other couples. They trade off.
Well, I tell you what,
nothing new.
I'm not swinging nothing but my gun. I guarantee you gotta never catch me. And I ain't mad at nobody. And I just have to throw that out there, because people say something. Don't even ask me. We ain't swinging nothing. I'm just that jealous. It got to be all about me. And if you got a side dip, you better keep that heifer on the side, and you better dip when you see me. That's all I'm saying, because I'm coming for you. I'm coming for your dome.
Okay, Medea. All right.
I'm coming. Okay. I'm just saying.
But yeah, don't act like y'all didn't know. I honestly feel that them chicks were groupies. And the same women that are accusing him of doing these things, they have several pictures of him and them together, and they just so come on now, man. It's all about money. Like, I remember last year I was joking around when he cut that $30 million check. What I say? I say, Bill Cosby touched me too. I woke up, it was Jello pudding everywhere, and I was just joking.
Well, for $30 million, now see, I do believe in indecent proposals. So for $30 million, Bill could have asked me to put pudding anywhere, and we was gonna have a whole pudding contest for 30.
You gonna let him tap dance on you?
Bill could have tap danced on me. Bill could have R. Kelly'd on me for $30 million. I would have just took a shower, and that would have been my last inappropriate shower. R. Kelly on me, Bill, for $30 million. And my husband, I would have told him, listen, I need you to stand here and record this, because I don't want nobody to say he didn't peel me for that $30 million. Nah, we all would have been happy.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I agree with you. I agree.
Okay. Somebody saying he can't pee on me for $30 million.
Man, you know there was groupies. Then it's like, you wait until this man is damn near 100 years old to try to sentence him. Like, you can sentence him to 3 to 10 years. God forbid. But he probably don't even have a year to live. This man is dead. Oh, y'all could have put him on home confinement. His house is big enough. He don't really go nowhere. Now the man just.
But what the powers that be,
too severe.
What they proved was that nobody is exempt. That they pick out, because we know that there are some folks that.
But you know who they normally pick to make an example out of. And I'm not trying to use the race card, but black people. If you a black man with money, they will sit you down. But look at it, like I'm sorry, I don't believe. See, it's the headphones. I sound louder. I don't believe in conspiracy theories or nothing like that. But Michael Jackson mysteriously died, right? He tried to buy Sony, right? Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC. He was tied up in court with that. That's when he started having all of these issues.
His son got killed.
Yeah, but look at it, like Charlie Sheen got off. He giving people AIDS purposely. Look at all these damn priests you got running around the Catholic churches having sex with these little boys because their religion don't allow them to have women or wives. What you think they gonna do? But the thing is, you got priests running around getting a slap on the hand, like, say 3 Hail Marys and do not touch those little boys anymore. But Bill Cosby having sex with a chick that's off a pill, now you want to give this man 10 years after 30, 40 years.
James.
It's true.
You're going to get us kicked off air.
I'm telling the truth. And I'm not trying to be Trump supporters. I don't care. Y'all support whoever y'all want to. But the truth is, Trump admitted that he did things with women against their will. He didn't get locked up. Charlie Sheen did. It's other black and white people that admitted things, but the black people weren't as well off or didn't have as much money, so they didn't get none. So why does this man have to be labeled a what do they call him? A violent sexual predator?
Right.
You could call the man a pill popping, booty licking something, and gave him a fine, give him some probation. If I catch you with them women again, them pills, whoop his ass or something. You ain't got it. That man is old.
Okay, so let us jump on the side of the ladies that may actually be telling the truth, that may actually be victims. If you out there, if you exist, then we believe that they should be compensated. We're not just going to be one-sided because we grew up with Bill kind of being a father figure. Yeah. But if you went to Bill's place to have a few cocktails, to smoke a few lines, and to have a good time, and you thought that you would just be able to leave there with your panties on, and you woke up and your panties was wrapped around your head, or in Bill's mouth still, or maybe Camille had your panties on. I don't know what could. I'm just saying, I don't know. Whatever your story is, then we understand that that's not appropriate. No one should be at someone's house to have a good time and then pass out and they're taken advantage of. So right. we are old enough to understand that, and we're not so one-sided. However, if I invite you to an orgy, if that's what it was, and you knew that you were a groupie and you would do anything at this place, and you were, in agreement, and now you come forward because you feel like, okay, I already got some money, now I can get a little bit more money, and you set that man up, shame on you.
It's a higher power. About money.
It's a higher power that you're gonna have to answer to, because ain't everything is all about worldly. The Bible speaks of do not be conformed to this world. So I'm telling you something, as sure as the grass is green, things change. It's people pass on. So I believe that it's something higher than here, and you can get away with some things here that you ain't gonna get away with when you reach another level, or when you pass on. That blood still gonna be on your hand. That's just what I believe.
Now, do I believe things like that happen to women and they don't want it to happen? Yeah, I do. It always happens. But as far as Bill Cosby's case, if it was just some random women that said he did this, then it would be like, you know what? I may or may not believe him. I need to see some proof, but you know what? It's plausible. But the women that are accusing him are the women that used to swing with him, used to get high with him, pop pills with him, have sex with him. So now all of a sudden, 30 years later, you broke and you trying to write a book and they shut your book down and now you want to sue the man. I don't feel like that's right.
Well, and we're gonna jump on Laquan McDonald because this case is about to.
I believe that man gonna walk. I hate to say it, but I believe he gonna walk. It's been going on every day, and every day we pass 26 in California while we're working. Catch out show. J Hustle speaking 1 second. Every day we pass, they got officers lined up out there in bikes. They got little SWAT teams in the cut. They got sheriff. The sheriffs took off they black and put on they green like they're in the military. Yeah. When this man go in or out the courtroom, he got on like 2 or 3 bulletproof vests. They shielding him. We got to pay for that. Yeah. Our taxpayers' money is paying for that. Why he can't pay for it? Why Chicago Police Department, they lawyers and they representatives can't pay for that? That's what the money goes to. Well, but I really believe that man murdered that boy. Now, was Laquan an innocent kid? Hell no. I'm gonna just be honest. Somebody gonna get mad at me, but no, he wasn't no angel. But if you look at the video, even though they don't have any sound, you notice they never have any sound on the body cameras. But if you look at that video, that one officer gunning that boy down, talking about, oh, he was lunging towards me and he was almost there and he was just feet away from me and I feared for my life. No, he wasn't. The dude had a knife. Yes, he did. He was running his happy, crazy ass down the street, and that officer fired on him. And the other officers had a problem with it. Next thing you know, they changed their stories and they covered it up.
Just that simple.
Now, if he would have turned towards him, then you know what? Then dude would have got what he got. But if somebody is running away from you, they are no longer a threat. If somebody walk into the studio right now with a gun, and I pull my gun, or you pull your gun, and they running out of the studio and you shoot them, that's murder. Because the judge is going to say they did not pose a threat to you.
Right. Caller.
South Show, Jay Hustle speaking. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Zaina from the Bronx, New York. Hello, Vera. Hello, James.
Well, hello there, Bronx, New York. Hello, sister. Go ahead.
How y'all doing? Well, I was just listening to about the case, like you said, if you're running away, you're not a threat. But even if you were coming toward an officer with the knife, they can shoot to protect themselves, but not shoot you 16 times. You know, they can aim at your hand, but you're not supposed to bring a knife to a gunfight and vice versa. So no, I don't think that he had the right to kill him like that. That was an overkill.
Overkill.
Yeah. And they shot him when he was on the ground. You could see the bullet fragments hitting the concrete. He's on the ground. So that's murder. If you shoot someone and they are on the ground, not moving, and they like this, and you continue to shoot, that's murder. That's murder. You are trained in law enforcement in the military, and I had the same training. You shoot until the threat is eliminated. Meaning when they go down, that's when you stop. When somebody coming towards you, you're not trained to shoot their hand or shoot their kneecap or nothing like that in a movie. You're trained to shoot, send a mass. You're going to double tap them, send a mass.
And you know what? And here's the thing, because I talked to a police officer. I did a interview, and I'm actually going to have some police officers on the show in the next few weeks. But police officer said that when you are in the heat of a shootout, you don't really realize how many times you shot because you be in the adrenaline of it. You be in the fear of it. And you be like a whole nother individual. So sometimes while you may thinking you went pow, pow, or however this gun go, you may have let off a magazine and didn't even realize that you had emptied.
But they're not in a video game. This is real life. You got to know when you're killing somebody. I don't care how the adrenaline is going. They have to know. So they need to train these officers on how to react instead of reacting and overkilling people. Because at the end of the day, they still got to go home, and these people are not going home. Well, I don't care. It's just something that has to be done.
16 shots. Now, I see what you're saying about the heat of the moment. But
they have to stop.
You don't know what you're going to do unless it's a real life scenario. We can train and say what we going to do and how we going to do it. But until it happens, you don't know what you're going to do. But 16 shots. And plus, you got to look at it like this. He paused. He stopped. After he shooting him, he stopped. And then he opened fire again after he was already on the ground. So that lets you know that he was in his right state of mind and it wasn't the heat of the moment.
Well, and then now,
yeah, that's true.
Here's the real part of it. We only have this problem in the African-American community. So it ain't like that the system is not already in place to be dysfunctional. It is what it is.
But that's the norm now. People are thriving off dysfunction in the homes. A lot of them officers, they're not even from over. They don't even live in the town that they're working in. So they get to come in town, and kill up a couple of these niggas because that's how they see them. They don't even give them a chance. I done seen videos where white dudes had confrontations with officers and they give them commands over and over and over. But when it comes to our boys, they could be running away, hands up, and then, they were killing themselves or they was a threat. Bullshit. They have to stop that.
You know what? When it's all said and done, and I'm not making any excuses, the police killing young African-American men are in our communities, because I'm going to be real honest for those of you all that want to say, Vera, you don't even live in those. I do not. But for the police that's killing young African-American men in the communities, that's not the problem. The problem is, how do we get the right politicians? How do we get people taking the test, because here's another thing that I realized is that we try and figure out why are there not enough African American police officers policing the African American communities? Because when they go take, well,
it ain't equal opportunity. They're not hiring them. Even if they go for it, they're not giving them the jobs.
But listen at
these
this.
people to police our people.
How many
and then they don't have no morals.
Okay, well, let me ask you a real...
People that are so mean-spirited that they can't even see that we all human beings and we all want to be treated equally. But how could you get that when they got all these people in place that don't feel what we feel?
Okay, so let me tell you what I heard and what I am actually going to go and experience and see for myself. Even in the application process, even in the training to go and apply to be a police officer, it's predominantly not people that look like us that's there. So when you go into some of these places where they go and do like the application process or the training or whatever the case may be, it's 95% of other races of people versus the small portion of African Americans. And then you still got other, tests that you got to take. So this is what I heard from an African American officer that's been on the force for 20 plus years, and that explained it to me from a whole nother perspective. Now, is there some politics involved in it? Absolutely. But still, even in the application process, there are not a lot of Black men, not enough, saying, I tell you what, I want to become a police officer. And then, even before then, there are certain qualifications that you must have before you can even take the exam. Now, James, I don't know if you went through that process, if you know a little bit about it, but if so, go ahead.
Like she said, it's different steps that you have to go through. And also, it's an important thing I want to point out. When you apply for any police department now, you have to take a psychological exam. And what they do, that's the longest process, because they want to see how long you could wait to see how much pressure is going to be on you. Like, well, they didn't call me back. They want to see if you're going to snap out.
Somebody ain't doing their job then, because they're letting crazy people out here.
A lot of people not doing their jobs. And I'm going to tell you how this goes. It's like this. Let's say you wanted to become a Chicago police officer. And you got 20 other people applying versus you, but you have an uncle that's a lieutenant or a sergeant somewhere. Guess who's going to get picked? They always keep it like in-house. It's always about keeping your family in there. That's how it goes.
So how could anybody else get in? How can we get in?
The ones that can get in, they don't want to get in. And the ones that want to get in, they don't qualify to get in. And now you need you need credits from a City of Chicago college. You need credits from City of Chicago college to be able to get in with the CPD. Now they're trying to make it where you have to live within the City of Chicago. It's so many things that they are putting in place. The same thing with the teachers.
They got the whole blueprint already on how it's going to go, how it's always been, and you can't get in. You can't get in, so people have to find it's got to be another way. They can't just not for the rest of their life just kill up who they want to kill. It got to be some other way. And that's why Chicago going to have to come together, because you got to figure this out. If every day they're going to wake up and you're going to see them kill somebody's son, somebody's grandbaby, somebody's nephew. I mean, these people have families. We have families.
And then what's more important, what I believe is more important as well, is start policing your own community. Start demanding. We need people that are willing to just stand up and say enough is enough. And don't wait for it to become your child. And then all of a sudden, now that it's your child or your nephew or now you want everybody to take a stand. Well, guess what? It ain't nothing new. Your son ain't the first one, or your nephew ain't the first one.
It'd be too late. It'd be too late once they want to take a stand, because now it's their loved ones. So for being y'all live in Chicago, y'all gonna have to pull together and see. If you got to stand outside with a bullhorn every day just to get the people to come out. They are killing us.
But guess what? It's not just a Chicago problem. This is a worldwide problem. This is happening everywhere.
You're right.
It's global.
You're right.
It's happening everywhere.
But you know what, Carla? State your name again.
My name is Zaina.
You know what? We appreciate your being a guest on the show today. Thank you so much. You gave us some positive dialogue. We appreciate you. Keep tuning in. Thank you.
Thank you. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Right back. So, I mean, you guys heard the queen, and she was right on point. You guys continue to call in, because, I mean, James, I know.
Killing us. We are killing us. But what bothers me is, why do my people only seem to care when they kill us? Why don't we seem to care when we kill us? The killing need to stop all the way around. I don't care if it's from a white officer, black officer, some dude on the streets. It's like, Chicago irritates me now. When I wake up and I walk out of the house, my day is automatically turned into something I just get real aggravated. You walk outside, is what you see, is what you have to pass. It's like, I hate the city now.
And I'm gonna tell you something. And again, because I see craziness from a global perspective now, and I've just not become so confined to Illinois. I'm just sick and tired that we as a people, regardless to what race you are, allow stuff to happen to others that we wouldn't want to happen to ourselves or to our family members. So even if you're not an African American and you see police officers killing or doing stuff that you know is not right, I would be just as outraged regardless to what nationality it is. Or if I could say or speak into a group of people's lives, because somebody told me it's not just black on black crime. Whites kill whites too. Hispanics kill Hispanics too. Muslims kill. Different people. It's just that the spotlight may be on you guys, but everybody experienced the same thing in a circle. So don't just act like it's just, black on black crime.
No,
that's where you guys are wrong at.
Not whites kill whites.
So
every other race of people kill each other as well. But the problem is, in the black community, we are doing it 95% more, 98% more.
That is being reported. That the television tell us. So again, regardless because sometimes you got to turn the TV off. You got to turn it off because it's a distraction.
I ain't going by the TV, but if you want to be real, blacks shooting other blacks on the streets, 9 times out of 10 nowadays, they innocent. They shooting people that they not even supposed to hit. They never get their target. Now, when it come to whites killing whites, you might get a story like, son woke up in the middle of the night, decided to stab his mother and father to death. Kid got bullied at school, so he went and got an assault rifle and shot up the school. It happens. It just happens differently.
And when it's all said and done, we all have a responsibility and I'm going to say this over and over again, to do what we can do to make a difference, starting in our homes, starting in our communities, and then expanding to whatever capacity you could expand to. But how dare you sit back and think that everything is quote unquote copacetic, is all good in your house. So you're not concerned about what's going on in your neighbor's house, because I guarantee you what goes on in your neighbor house could easily spill over to your house. Yeah. You guys are only next door. So I'm concerned what's going on at my neighbor's house. Now, am I nosy in my neighbor's house? I could care less about being nosy, but I am concerned about your well-being over there. And I do want to make sure that everything is going all right there, because I don't want the nonsense to spill over next door, to spill over across the street and hit my house. So I'm going to watch as well as pray for you, just like I'm doing for myself.
Yeah, so you say you ain't nosy. I'm nosy as hell. I want to see it all. I'm like that dude looking out the window like, what's that bag he got? What are you doing on the side of my house? I need to know. I'm dead serious.
I got some nosy folks. I got some nosy neighbors, but no, that's not me. I don't even know what kind of cars they drive half the time.
No, I ain't like that, but I watch my surroundings. Call me paranoid. That's how you survive. But it's like nowadays things are so different. Kids are raising kids, and they are raising in the way that they were raised. They not raised how we were raised back then. Now kids got their room, like the son or the daughter going there, get the F out my room. Okay, it's your room, baby. Your privacy. Ain't no privacy. Boy, my mama would take the door off the hinge and stop playing. You don't pay no bills in the house. And even if you did pay bills in the house, you going to get beat down. Man, these parents nowadays, how don't you know your son or your daughter got guns in your house? Guns this damn big. How don't you know?
But they do know.
They cooking dope in the house.
But they do know. Yeah, because their sons and have become a source of income.
They ain't
And
making no money out here. If you ain't, I'm gonna just be real. If you ain't moving no weight, you ain't making no more money. The money they making on the streets, you can make that at Target part-time. And you can have benefits. And you ain't got to worry about nobody shooting at you while you're on your job doing your thing. These dudes stupid, man.
so we'll see what had happened was, as we get back to Laquan and as we get back to Bill Cosby, pay attention to what's going on in your kids' room, because they'll end up with Bill Cosby, or,
No, they won't.
Oh,
They might end up with R. Kelly if they under 13.
y'all tell R. Kelly to call us. We just playing. R. Kelly done confessed.
Because
But
I'm not playing. I like your music, I like your money, but don't leave the little girls alone. All these grown women out here, women are beautiful. Did he not see how these grown women look?
yeah.
Lord, I just never seen what.
And we twerking too. We done taking twerk
in a
classes.
kid. Like, no, man, You know they're a kid. They still wearing barrettes. They still playing hopscotch. You know they're a kid. They got them little teeth. Come on now.
He great. So listen here, you guys. We want you guys to call in. The lines are still open. We want to hear from you guys, because again, jumping back to, and I know we found a little humor sometimes in what we're talking about, because it actually keep us from crying up here sometimes. I know y'all done seen where some of these stories have me in such a disarray that I can't even keep my composure. I done even seen James. I'm gonna have to go back. James done been crying on the show before.
I only cried when Popeyes ran out of chicken that time. I shedded a tear.
But these shows sometimes really, really hit home, and we take them to heart, so that we really have to find a little humor in addressing some of the stories that we address. But again, you guys, get ready, because this trial, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but from what I'm looking at, if that officer has been charged with first-degree murder, then I don't know how you can charge an officer with first-degree murder. That means that he would have had premeditated that I'm coming out today. I'm going to kill Laquan McDonald. I'm going to catch him coming down XYZ Street, and I already got it planned out. So how do you
premeditated that? But I do know that it's a lot of officers out here that are racist, and I hear this from white friends that I have on my friends list, and they will screenshot conversations sent to me, and they stop dealing with these people. You do have a lot of officers out here, and they get it in their mind when we go out. You know what? They don't plan that, I'm gonna kill this person on this street at this time. But if they had an opportunity, they had I don't know if you all remember, it was a national news story a few years ago where different police departments around the United States, they had like a game going on. Basically, it's kind of like purging to see. Okay, you know how they go big game hunting? Mm-hmm. How these rich people go over to Africa and they be killing endangered species and stuff, even though you're not supposed to. It's the same thing with young black men. It's like a trophy for them, a notch on their belt. Some of them even had money that they was building up, pools that they was putting in every week, building it like a pension to see who was going to get who first.
Yeah, I believe that. That makes sense to me.
A rookie confessed that. And then mysteriously, the rookie, the white guy that confessed to what was happening, ended up committing suicide. He was killed. That wasn't no suicide, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But then, even a lot of these black officers out here, it's not even about racism no more. It's about position of power. Hear me again when I say position of power. You got black officers that show out for the white officers. They really do. Just because they can do something, they do it. Just because I can impound your car because your music was too loud, I'm going to take your car. Oh, you ain't got no wreck. Are you saying yes, sir? No, sir. Are you trying to be a smart ass? Give me them keys. That's what they do. No, I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I'm just speaking to you the way I was raised. Yes, sir. No, sir. Do you have a license? Yes, sir. This is it right here. Yeah. So you trying to be a smart ass? No, sir, I'm not. Get out of the car. Shut up. Like, hands right here.
That's the honest to God truth, because sometimes you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And the only thing that I could say is that change is not going to take place until you physically look in the mirror and take responsibility for the change that you can make. And don't look outside your mirror keep focused on yourself, by default, other people will watch you and it would inspire them to do the same. That's that's just been my mission all the time. I don't care about what you're doing, or what you're doing. I stay focused on what Vera Giles Norris is doing, because when it's all said and done, I have to answer to a higher power, even whether it's within or however you want to see it. I have to be accountable. What did you do with what you had the ability to do something with? I don't care about the next person. I'm not even in competition with the next person. I'm going to do me, because that's the only fingerprints that match my description. So that's what I challenge other people to do. Tap into
You know what bothers me, Vera?
Yes, sir.
And some people might look at me like I'm crazy when I say this. If you don't know me, then you're probably not going to understand what I'm about to say. It really bothers my spirit when someone innocent get killed by a police officer. But I see these officers every day in my neighborhood. Guess who they bother? They don't bother the 13, 14 dudes that's standing out on the corner. They don't bother the ones that's hanging out the car with the ski mask on. They don't bother them. They bother the ones that don't have a damn thing to do with anything wrong going on in these streets. And that's what bothers me.
Yeah.
I would get stopped all the time. Before I put those, well, you saw my place and you asked me before I put those license plates on my car, I would get stopped daily. Sometimes 2-3 times daily for doing nothing at all wrong. Nothing. And it don't make no sense, man. It's like everything is backwards. The world is biased. So it's like if you're not a part of a certain brotherhood or a certain group, then you gonna get bothered. That's kind of like being a Mason. I've seen officers stop me and my uncle several different times just because, talk to him like he was crazy. And he did something with his hands. Now he a Mason. Now I don't know if some people know what Masons are, some don't. They call them Illuminati, whatever. I don't believe that crap, but he did something with his hands. And I was like, oh, sorry about that, brother. And they shook up and he went back to his car. And I'm like, oh, what happened? Oh, don't worry about it. My uncle, I have went to Texas with my uncle, San Antonio. I was 13 years old the first time I went down there. He got broke down on the side of the highway. He stood on side of his van and he did something with his hand. Truck started pulling over. I'm talking 18 wheelers. Cars started pulling over. Everybody started pulling over. It's a brotherhood. The majority of law enforcement, military, politicians, and judges are what? Freemasons.
And I'm gonna say this.
If you're not a Mason or a part of the Fraternal Order of Police, your chances are slim.
Yeah, and I believe that within any organization there are myths, and there's a level of understanding. There's a level of corruption, and I think you get in, you meet your level, and when it takes you out of who you are, you stop. So there are different degrees, and you go accordingly to whom you are, because when you get through searching and trying to find out too much, then I don't believe that everything is for everybody. So that's just where I'm at with that.
Yeah. You want to speak on anything here? We ain't got nobody calling in. What the callers at?
So I tell
Call this phone 708-223-8953. The number is on the screen right there. 708-223-8953. Call in. You can remain anonymous. You don't have to tell us who you are. You can press *67. Call in with your number block. We just want to hear you. Speak on it. Have you been through this? What do you feel about R. Kelly? What do you feel about this officer that shot Laquan McDonald? Whatever.
And what do you feel about Jello pudding, Bill Cosby?
I'm gonna still eat the pudding.
I don't want the pudding. I ain't even like Jello pudding to begin with. I ain't never liked the pudding. Man. I only would taste the pudding because Bill said eat the pudding. I was eating the pudding because Bill said eat the pudding.
Well,
now I'm not eating no damn pudding. I don't want nothing with Jello or pudding in it.
I gotta speak on. Hey, fellas,
Maybe a Jello shot.
You remember when we was kids, teenagers? We said, "I ain't eating the pudding." You know what I'm talking about. We said we weren't gonna do it. Look at you now, boy, just a professional.
For professional pudding eaters. But that's probably what Bill was doing.
Cast out show, J Hustle speaking. State your name and where you calling from.
The poo nanny.
Hey, J Hustle. Hi, Miss Vera. How are you? This is Betty from Chicago, but I live in Gary.
Hi, hey Betty, how's it going?
Everything is fine. Well, I got a couple of things. The thing with Bill Cosby, first of all, I mean, now they didn't lock Bill up. Let's see about, what is it, Matt Lauer and all the rest that follows. You know what I mean? How they gonna get slapped on the wrist and things like that right there. I think I say people say don't use race. We use race a little too much. No, because this stuff has been going on, for years and things like that right there with actresses and all of that. And I'm real sure, that a lot of this, it was about money, as far as Bill is concerned and things like that. And I think he should have got home confinement, like J Hustle said. You know what I mean? Look how old that man is.
So bad.
All the positive contributions that he has made. The other thing is like they want to take back their honorary doctorates and things like that. Right there, take up his stars. You can't. I don't think that you should put the two together. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question, Betty. Betty, let me ask you a question. Yes or no? Do you think Bill was eating the pudding out the poo nanny? Just that simple.
Yes, he was. Yes, I do believe that, but I don't believe the way that they're paying this man to be like a vicious rapist. You know what I mean? These women went real willingly. Like James said, it's a whole lot of groupies. You know what I mean? As far as the actors, the athletes, and all of that, these women went willingly. You know what I mean? And they you got them out here that sets out to do things like this right here, to ruin people's careers. But what I was just going to say, Vera, like people taking away his honorary doctorates and things like that. Hell, I think give him his money back that he donated to these schools and stuff. He's such a villain. You know what I mean?
You know what? I ain't never thought about that. Y'all taking his Hollywood star, his doctorate degree, and all of that stuff.
You can't take away his work.
Give his money back. Give it all back.
Well, you can't take away who the man is, and you can't take away the respect that people still have for Bill, because Bill Cosby still touched people's lives, regardless to how you tarnish the man's name.
He touched people's lives and touched people's wives voluntarily.
Now, again, I am not condoning or taking up for Bill. For those women that were, if they exist, God, Bill is getting what he has coming. But it ain't just Bill that was eating pudding out the poo nanny, or that was sucking pudding, sucking pudding out the booty.
You're going to get a yeast infection. You put it on there, not in there.
But guess what? But I'm saying there are people that are putting pudding in the booty and eating it, and it's people that was putting poo nanny and putting pudding in the poo nanny eating it, and some folks done went to jail for it. Some folks are still not in jail, and they are just as guilty as Bill. And that's so correct. Don't discriminate on Bill, and then you leave the rest of these people out here, and even some of these women. I ain't saying all of y'all. I'm just saying some of y'all are gold diggers. Y'all were in agreement, and y'all are part of destroying that man's life, and you should be ashamed of yourself. As a matter of fact, if not on this earth, I guarantee you're going to reap what you sow.
I believe back then it was about status. Now it's about money.
The other thing that I want to touch on is I don't believe that Van Dyke dude. I think he's gonna get something, but I don't believe it's gonna be first degree murder. I don't believe it, but we know that was murder. Like you said, he was once. My husband, he's into law enforcement, and once, like James was saying, that child was not a threat. He was not a threat. You know what I mean? Not at all. And I think his wife. I don't know if you all see her on TV when she was like, "Well, my kids, they're calling my telling my kids that their dad is a murderer and that somebody put a note on the child's desk, said 16 shots and this and that. Okay, but your child can visualize this. You know what I mean? These parents, their child is gone. And it wasn't like somebody was lying. You know what I mean? And I do believe that those 2 interviews that they did, they were trying to sway the public. You know what I mean? And another thing, what do you all think about these officers that, you know, I'm just saying, I read a little deep into things that just, you know, a little while before the trial starts, they kill themselves. I do understand about the PTSD and stuff like that right there. But I do believe that there's a lot of officers that know things and that are afraid to come forth. You know what I mean? Because of probably, you know, their family or even their lives.
It is a lot of officers that know things that are afraid to come forward. They send me private messages and I did videos for them anonymously. When they speak up about what's going on in the department, they become targets themselves. When they speak up about what's going on in the department, if they're in a situation where they're in a shootout and they need help, units don't respond or they respond too slow. You do become a victim when you speak up about what's going on. That's what happens.
Exactly. And then the other thing is, the body cameras do have voice recordings, right?
Not in Chicago. The voice, the sound magically goes off on the cameras.
It worked when they wanted to work.
Or the video go off, but they got sound. Yeah, it's always something technical that's going on. But I know that they got a dude called the Iron Man. I ain't gonna tell y'all who he is. He makes sure that the cars and the cameras and everything are working. So you can't tell me the sound goes off.
I know that's right. Well, congratulations to you and BJ.
You mean your condolences? Oh, thank you.
I know that's right. Thank you for everything that you do, honey. You know you something else.
Don't you tell nobody, girl. I ain't got no pudding in my punani. Stop it. No, I'm just joking.
No, I ain't never did no pudding. Maybe some chocolate syrup or something.
Don't let the cat out the bag, girl. Shut up. Yeah. Thanks for calling, hon. I appreciate you.
Put some pudding on you.
You up? James over here trying to get some pudding. Yeah, you know what? We're going to have a whole nother show. But in the meantime, y'all call in because, again, with as much serious work that we do a lot of serious work. And sometimes in order for us to even be able to smile after some of the stories and some of the things that we share, we got to tap into the humor and into the higher self because we really do talk it like we walk it. We really do got a lot of people that pull on us from different things from point A to point Z. And so again, for those of you all that are so serious as we let the cat out the bag and want to know, I don't even understand how you could find humor. We find humor because that's what we do. And if you don't like it, please stroll on to the next video because we've got serious talk here.
1 second, please. I find humor in everything. I've been through so much in life. I've seen so much in life that I have to find humor in it. I've gotten to the point where I've seen murder since I was a small child. So seeing somebody's brains blowed out don't do nothing to me. It don't bother me. And that's what I don't want my kids to see or experience or have that same cold-hearted attitude. So yeah, I find humor in everything. A lot of situations are not funny, but I'm going to say something to make it humorous. My uncle died. I was hurt so bad by my uncle passing. He got killed in Natchez, Mississippi. His name was Larry Holiday. He was killed by a chick named Brenna Reynolds. Was living with him. But I was so hurt by my uncle being killed. I almost broke down. But you know what I did back then? When he was in the casket, I'm sitting there about to break down. I'm like, man, why they put them long ass shoes on? They got them Shawshank Redemption shoes on my uncle. Man, they need to take them off. Shiny nose ass. Like, that's how I am. I find humor in everything. So if I talk about my own people and I talk about myself, you damn sure gonna best believe I'm gonna talk about you.
Well, you better not come to my funeral and crack not one joke. If I have one before you, don't you come to mine cracking no joke talking about my shoe. You don't say nothing.
Being there like Patty LaBelle was. Like my auntie said, Patty had some big ass feet. Ain't no way them little red heels was on her. My auntie said they didn't cut the woman's toes off. They had to break her foot to get him in them shoes.
Caller,
Patty.
Caller, please state your name. Where you calling from, please?
Good morning. Meow.
Wow.
I just called in to say Bill Cosby is very innocent. The thirst is real. The thirst has always been real. I just posted a picture on my page. If you go see it, you'll see him sitting at the table, and these women,
with the 3
they're
chicks
looking at him with just lust in their eyes.
Oh, I ain't see that. Bill
Yeah,
Cosby.
I just posted it earlier this morning. That's how they was looking at him back then. And then I just feel like, if all this stuff supposed to happen 30 years ago, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Oh, so that's what it was too. You think Bill Cosby probably had putting on his penis, and they was sitting there? I know. See,
Ooh, that
it's some
might
sexy.
feel
It was some
good.
sexy stuff going on. So you put it in your mouth.
To those women that they did not want to happen. There's nothing to happen. Everybody want to cry this Me Too stuff. Everybody want to come out and say they got raped. So what should I do? Because somebody rubbed on my knee, should I go make a complaint too?
Oh, what's your name again?
Yeah,
if somebody rubbed on your knee and you don't know them and you don't want them to, yes, you should make a complaint. But in Bill Cosby's case, and again, I had people write me, some of my followers that were white, write me, well, you're just taking up for Bill because he's black. No, the hell I'm not. I took up a plenty of white people. Those were groupies.
Because he's black.
Look how many women chase Hugh Hefner. That old ass man, that nobody want Hugh Hefner. They wanted that status and that money. You cannot tell me you ain't got groupies. I had a song on WGCI some years ago, wasn't making no damn money, but chicks was like, oh, I used to always like you. Let me do this. Man, I done screwed chicks. I done got hair. I done did some everything. Why? Because I was with Jay. Yeah, I slept with him. It's about status. It's about status and it's about money.
I don't want nobody thinking I'm racist because I'm not. But it's sad because these black men, they just stupid because you still going to mess with some of these white women, and you know what they're looking for. You're messing around with them, and then they're in trouble somewhere.
Sitting there with putting in their mouth, talking about some. If you let me put that in my mouth,
white women that's chasing after men with money. It's black women too. A gold digger is a gold digger. You saw Kim Kardashian.
These black people for money, and that's just what it is. And then their ass is getting in trouble, and that's on them. But that man did not do nothing.
Look at how many cases where these women have accused these young athletes that are getting signed to the NFL. Now they want to get pregnant by him. Oh, he raped me. He did this. He did that. Then these same women have came back and confessed. Some of them killed themselves. Well, he never touched me. It's so many stories. Yeah, you know they have a draft where they take you from either high school or college and take you into the league. It's so many women around here that do that. So many, and they not just black women, they white women, they Hispanic women. It's about money. If you see somebody getting some money, look what happened. I ain't gonna say God forbid because I wanted to happen.
Some of these schools
we're in the Mega Millions Friday.
Paying women, the schools are paying women to do
come out the woodwork.
These young guys.
I've seen Law and Order episodes on true stories. Look at how these colleges sweep things under the rugs because they don't want their school tarnished, or they don't want the athlete tarnished because he's a star athlete. Well, look how many teachers are dealing with these guys that are playing professional ball in high school, in college, and they so great at what they do, they skillful. But when it comes to book smarts, they stupid as hell. Look how many of these teachers get fired or get disciplinary action taken against them because, they didn't give this student an A. Oh, well, he has to show up to class like everyone else. You're fired.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, so it's just part of the game. It's just part of it is what it is.
Like I said, win the Mega Millions Friday. Get that 400 million. Watch how many people come out the woodwork.
Well, they can come out the woodwork if they want to. If I win 400 million, 4 million, if I win $4, don't even call my name. Shit. $4.
But also, I just wanted everybody to know R. Kelly never peed on nobody.
Yes, he did. I love R. Kelly, but yes, he did. He pissed on him.
R. Kelly said he was squirting.
He pissed on her. His piss was 98.4 degrees.
R. Kelly was squirting.
They liked it.
They was doing the Bill Cosby. He was eating the poo nanny from the little girl. And she had putting in her mouth, and he was squirting, and she was squirting, and they was just pissing all over the place.
Little girl.
Yeah.
See, the government can disconnect it. I love my wife. She's sitting over there, but man, I got some stories, boy. You know, hey, boy, oh Lord, I used to love me them big girl. You talking about putting some pudding on somebody? Man, I mess with the one big girl. She was like, "What? Whipped cream and chocolate syrup." Man, that's all played out. You better treat me right. I went and got some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce and put it on her rolls. Yes, I did.
Now you know
Yes, I
what?
did. Shit. I mean, shoot.
It's the cats. We on Intellectual
I ain't
Radio.
lying.
We
I'm
on
dead serious.
iHeartRadio.
I used to love me a big girl, boy. Yeah, buddy, boy. Man, put some barbecue sauce on the big girl back. Put some on your penis, boy. She gonna eat you like the Last Supper. Y'all
You
just
put
don't know.
Y'all,
Yeah.
we interrupt this broadcast to get serious because James is cray.
No, I was serious. I know I joke around, but I was serious about that. Yeah, I was dead serious.
You know, I know.
I was
I know
serious.
you're
And
not
folk fat
playing.
hoes at
I
a free cookout
believe
that bought their own
that
Tupperware.
you did something just like that.
Oh, I done did some things.
That's all right.
I ain't proud of all of them no more. I'm lying. Yes, I am. I'm sorry, baby.
Bill Cosby.
Oh, Lord.
Because I realize Bill Cosby may have been a freaky mother.
He was a freak.
The more
Did you
I
not
think
see
about
his
it.
old movies? You know Bill was a freak.
What old movies?
You never seen none of Bill Cosby? All you know him from is the Cosby Show?
That's it.
If you only know Bill Cosby for doing the Cosby Show, punch yourself. Go find his movies. Bill has been around, done movies and everything before the Cosby Show. Bill was a freak. He's still a freak. He was with 48. They was in swingers parties. Yeah.
So y'all think Bill was packing?
I don't know what he was packing, but he was packing something.
Bill may have been packing. You know what? We sitting here, we don't even know Bill packing.
I ain't gonna lie, boy. Claire Huxtable. So I don't even know the lady real now. I might be forgetting it. Priscilla he Reed or something. I don't know. I'm gonna still call her Claire Huxtable. Boy, she about 80 years old. She's still fine. I'll put some Jell-O pudding on her.
It's the cats.
Oh Lord.
We on Intellectual Radio.
Oprah,
we on iHeartRadio. And we on Facebook Live a million times. And we here and we did it. We just let the cat out the bag.
Meow.
I've been lost. I've been tired. But I feel with desire. Somehow I know that it's all gonna change. Everything's gonna change.